Welcome to Folkia Crochet. Today we're going to add a pom-pom to a hat. Pom-poms add a fun little pop and retro feel to your hat and a bit of playfulness with the functionality. So grab your pom kit and let's get started. This is a pom kit that's available for purchase both on Instagram and at Bexley House in Clayton, North Carolina on Main Street. It contains your pom, a needle, and a button, as well as written instructions for how to do this. First, you need to assemble your tools: a needle with a large eye, big enough to easily fit your yarn into, a pom-pom button, your hat, and your pom. You also want to have plenty of light to be able to see what you're doing. Next, we will turn the hat partially inside out so you can see both the inside and the outside of the hat. You can see the inside of the hat sort of has these little stripes. That's kind of how you know, but you can sew the pom onto whichever side you feel comfortable doing it. Using the needle, insert one of the long strings of the pom into the eye of the needle and pull it through just a little bit. Just enough to hold on to. You're going to pull it through the center hole, which is right here. You can tell this is worked in a spiral, but this is the only complete circle that you're going to see. So you're going to insert the needle into the center of your hat from the outside to the inside. So right side to wrong side. Okay, you're going to pull that through and then you're going to let it go. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other piece of string, if I can find it. There you go, inside to outside. Now you can go through the center piece as well, but you can also go through the side if you want to have a little bit layer of extra security for your hat. So push it through, inside, outside to inside, right side to wrong side. Okay, so you should have a pom on the outside with strings going through the center of your hat. And then on the inside, you should have these two long strings so that you can tie your pom. For the next, we're going to attach the strings to the button. Okay, you're going to see that this button has two very large holes. You may not need to use your yarn needle for this. If you can just sort of squish it through, that's fine too. You're going to feed the strings into the buttonholes and then you're going to pull through. You should have one string in each hole because this is what's going to keep the tension that's going to keep your pom on your hat. To secure the pom-pom to the hat, we'll pull the strings tightly through the buttonholes until it's flush against the top of the hat. Tie a single knot. You want to tie it tight, as tightly as you can, so that you can see how your pom is going to sit on your hat. While holding the strings, give it a little bit of a wiggle to make sure it's not flopping around. If it's real loose, you'll be able to tell, or if it's too tight. So your hat should look kind of like a little sundae with a cherry on the top. Okay? While holding the strings, we're going to tie a second knot to secure it. Okay? There you go. And you want to tie these as tightly as you can because that means the tighter your pom will stay. Okay, once you are satisfied with the tightness of your pom and the knot, go ahead and secure it. You can snip the strings as you like. It's also fine to keep them long so that way if your pom ever becomes loose. But if I were going to snip the strings, I would snip them about here so that way you have a little bit of slack to keep using it in case your pom loosens during the time that you have your hat. And there you are. Here's your hat, now cuter than ever. Thanks for watching.